Dear Tracy, for years I have been the strong black woman. That is not my truth. My truth is that I am a strong actress. I have been drowning in depression since a poor decision in my youth. It started peeling away layers of my soul, and my life has been one unhealed trauma after another, resulting in over-shopping and hoarding. I know my best days are in front of me, but I need to tell my story. Hi, Tracy.
Nadine, how are you?
I am so good. How are you?
I'm good. Listen, can I touch you?
Yes. What do you mean?
Bring it in. We got to get it all out so
Yes.
that we can start to fix it.
Absolutely.
So are you ready?
I totally am.
For the journey.
I am.
I'm so excited for you. Let's go up here. You've got quite a few people living here with you, right?
I do. I have 4 people. My oldest, Nathaniel, my daughter Danielle, and Danielle and Nicholas, and then Danielle has a son.
Yes.
Carter Lou, my amazing grandson.
But this is where
this is
your room.
This is my bedroom.
This is your bedroom.
Yes.
There's a lot happening in
There is a
bedroom.
whole lot happening in here.
Good. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a seat. Are you okay with me sitting on your bed?
Yes, for sure.
Let's have a seat on the bed. It's
came out of
comfy.
everything just came out of the dryer, so not to worry.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit about all this stuff? What is all of this about?
So this is about my 14th or 15th move. Since I gave up my regular job downtown and have been working as an artist. All of this stuff is just new things that I've bought. Most all of this stuff since I've been here since 2020. So one of the therapeutic things that I have done when stresses happen, and there's a lot of stress in the household. For my escape, I always escape. I escape to Banana Republic, I escape to the Bay, I escape to Winners, and I tell myself, oh, I'm just passing the time, I'm just looking, and oh my goodness, I always come back with a bag because I tend to do the, the off-season sales. So, this butterfly dress over here, for example, it was flipping $499, okay? It is, sorry, this is a desk under here, because at one point when I was doing my Zoom stuff, I'd set up my office in here. So let's say this Banana Republic $499 butterfly dress, right?
I like it.
$69.99. So I tend to, like now it's the end of season, let's say I will browse through there and there's just always something. So I found myself just always bringing home bags, and it became a little much and a little overwhelming, and what I've been trying to do is separate myself from them because I realize it's too much. Like the basement has bags, like at least 100 bags down there.
How does it make you feel when you are making that purchase and you get that dress home? How does it feel?
Well, the fact that I'm getting such an amazing deal, it makes me feel really good when I put on the dress. It makes me feel amazing. It truly does. But, I've come to realize as well, because there's a financial bit, right? Because it adds up, like this sweatshirt here. Like I go walking some evenings and I found this, it was on sale, it's $24, and I'm like, it's totally right? So it adds up. Like a lot of the things still have on their tags. Like it adds up. Fall's coming. Oh my gosh, this is a really nice sweater. It'll go really cool. So I love fashion, but definitely nothing like this, right? This is excess, and I am aware, and I'm good with getting rid of like 60% of it. Just things that can fit in the closets and in the cupboards. So
I get it. I want you to pick up a few of the pieces that you absolutely love, that make you feel so good. Oh, so many tags.
So many tags. this is what I'm telling you about this the foolishness. That cannot fit me for nothing.
Because this is too big.
It's way
this
too big.
Looks too big.
But because this is Banana Republic, they had the robe and everything.
Yeah.
But you know, the price was like $19.99 less 60%. And so all in my mind, I could have someone alter it, cut it down, and then it would fit. But, or you know, I have aunts in Jamaica that this could fit, and so it's the idea of it's too good to pass up, so I picked it up. Carter Lou, last week I was invited out to Stratford, and on my way in the town of Stratford, I saw a little Carter, and his name's Carter. I pull over and I picked him up a little. And again, this, do you see, I don't ever get it at regular price. It's like, it was originally what?
Ooh, you got it for $4.99.
$4.99, and it was originally
$20.
$20. So
sorry,
originally,
yeah, $20.
This is kind of the idea, but it you know, it becomes too much.
It becomes too much.
Way too much.
So we know about the butterfly dress and the beautiful shot at the Globe and Mail building. What about that black dress behind you? Do you remember where you wore that, or is it attached to a special memory?
There's a ton of events, because I'm a performance poet, as you probably remember. So I've been on many stages. I can't remember wearing it. I might have put it on, but I've grown up, so my eating habits and all of that's kind of messed up as well. So I've grown this belly. So I don't think it can fit me. So it kind of sits there as kind of motivation to get back into. Or as well, you know, if I found someone that would buy it, let's say, I would sell it, because, right, it's too much. I have that, I have this, there's so many, there's a lot. But this is kind of motivation around weight.
Beautiful. Nadine, we've gone through all of this. We see all the tags.
Yes.
Walk me through here. What's happening over here? What do we got?
So this is also a whole bunch of things. I think they're sitting on a suitcase. And then this is the walk-in closet, essentially. Things that I brought from the house that I moved from to come here.
Yeah. Okay, let's go over here where you all would sit and eat.
Is that
what happens?
We don't sit and eat at all. It doesn't happen.
How does it usually work?
Everybody takes their plate whenever they're ready to eat, and they find different spaces, whether it's the couch. Yeah. They've been bringing it up to their rooms, which I absolutely detest, but when they're young people, you can kind of talk to them. When they're 30, 28, and 25, unless you want a war, you kind of just leave them.
Those are adults.
They're definitely adults. I live in a war zone. A complete war zone, and that's the truth. It's traumatizing to no end, and it's been ongoing for years. My heart won't let me do the drastic things because financially people aren't independent enough to do that. So I keep putting myself kind of secondary for that sake, but it is to my detriment time and again. Like I think that's one of the manifestations, the clothes, the everlasting amount of clothes. That's one of the manifestations.
If you're living in a war zone,
yes,
can you flee the war zone?
What
do you think is stopping you?
I have been thinking of that a lot. I've been saying to myself, you know what? I should pick up myself and just leave them, continue to pay the
well, I don't even know about that part.
And then just leave all three of them here. It's like it's drowning, and it feels unending. I've been a single mom to them. I got served divorce papers in my 8th month of pregnancy with Nicholas, my youngest. 8th month. I thought we were reconciling. That relationship was one that ended with the police taking him out because it was an abusive relationship.
You have been doing a lot of work to keep everyone afloat,
yes,
including yourself. Like
yes,
you are incredibly resilient and smart and creative, and the fact that you are actually supporting 4 or 5 people on your own with every move that you take, and all of this incredible work that you're doing at the top of your game is actually incredible. So never forget that. Even when you're feeling the weight of World War III happening in your house, you're the one that is pulling everyone along with you. And that is a huge burden for you to have to take, especially at this time in your life where you feel like, well, maybe I can start focusing more on myself. You can't, because you have 3 adults and a baby,
heavy weights
to look after.
Yes.
That's a lot.
It is. I need for them to now I need for their wings to kind of start to take flight. But I feel like I need to support them in that. They need help individually themselves. Mind you, they have to come to that realization themselves, because I can't, they say you lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. But I think I have to get to the point where like I exercise tough love. You either do this or that, and just matter-of-factly and for the sake of my sanity, I think. For the sake of my health. My health has been affected as well. It can't help but be affected, right? Yeah. Do you wear their lack of thriving? Do you hold that on yourself? I absolutely do.
Do you carry shame because of that?
I do. When I went through the divorce, when at 20 years old, the church forced me into marriage to someone I didn't know, that I dated all but 3 to 6 months. Left my mother's house, got married, and started having children, and the whole thing, you know, started to fall apart. When I thought we were reconciling, and then the divorce came out of left field, and you know, I have 2 kids who are 2 and 4, and here comes a new baby. I was a shell of myself for years, and I think that I didn't give them all they needed. There were things that, you know, they needed, but kind of, you know, pulling out the rug from under there, having them move every 2 years for years, the unsettledness, that's not a word, the unsettling behavior of moving and all of that. So I feel like I have not given them the best foundation. And so it almost feels like I try to overcompensate for that.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's what we do. It's what we do as parents.
Yeah.
Let me fill in the blanks for you. Let me try and fill in what I wasn't able to give you. But it's not your fault, and you did what you needed to do at the time.
Did the very best.
And then when you learn better, you do better.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all you can do, right? So I think that we need to try and sort of remove you from the shame of the situation. You shouldn't be carrying that. You should be carrying nothing but pride for having come this far. With what you've been working with and what you've been given. You've managed to like exponentially grow your business. And sure, there have been mistakes, but you did what you needed to do to keep everyone like alive and, you know,
out of jail.
Like these things count. So does your work and your poetry, which is like, I feel like it's a major point of pride for you, and I want in on that world. I want to celebrate that, Nadine. So why don't you take me into your office if you have any awards or plaques or accolades. So listen, you've opened for Michelle Obama. You have opened for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. You've opened for the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Yes.
You have worked with some very big names. You've gotten a ton of accolades. And what are these here?
This is Volunteer Recognition, Citizenship and Immigration Canada. These 2 here are, I framed the envelope from the office of Michelle and Barack Obama. So Mrs. Obama wrote to me, and this was 2017. So the book she has is With This Pen I Do Tell. So I married my pen when the whole marriage fell apart. I think when I look back on it, I think that's kind of weird. And the envelope, I treasure the office of Barack and Michelle Obama. Girl.
Right? Yes. Nadine, I love seeing all of your awards. I love seeing all of your accolades. I know that you're dealing with a lot, and I want to show you something. Take a look at this. And I want you to tell me where this woman is.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Greetings, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Portia Simpson-Miller. It is my distinct honor and blessing to stand before you here tonight to share an original piece from my latest book, Pen on Fire, and it's called The Immigrant Child. I am the immigrant child, born and bred on the
fingers of bananas, backs of chickens, heads of goats, tails of pigs, livers, tripes, and kidneys of cows. The immigrant child whose forefathers threw what they called pardners to ensure that on September mornings there would be no bawling, since I, like the rest, could stand with the best and big up my chest and proudly tell the teachers good morning. Yes, I am the immigrant child whose very large family shared 2 bedrooms and 1 veranda, who fumbled with bottle torches at nights to find the toilets. And though I may reside in 4- and 5-bedroom houses with en-suites attached, you know, there was a time when I had roofs that were thatched and patched to keep the waters at bay. Hey, hear me when I say, I am the immigrant child who has embarked upon a land of promise, a land foretold many years ago, a land where milk and honey flows. The immigrant child whose migration and subsequent integration has made me a proud Canadian, entitled to all that the shores of Nova Scotia, Manitoba, British Columbia, Newfoundland, and Labrador has in store. As much sap as my tongue can lap from the bark of the maple trees, while mastering as many degrees as my tuition fees deems feasible. I am the immigrant child, destined to fulfill the goodwill of those that sent me, those who themselves knew not this land of promise. I am the immigrant child, whose rich heritage oozes from my pores as I try to ensure that the doors of these great memories are open wide to impart a sense of humility and pride, while being a guide to this generation and the generation after that. I am the immigrant child, born and bred on the fingers of bananas, backs of chickens, heads of goats, tails of pigs, livers, tripes, and kidneys of cows. And I am the immigrant child who will die humbly holding dear the heart of the breadfruit, the immigrant child. Thank you.
How do you feel when you see her, that Nadine?
I feel a sense of pride. I feel a sense of possibilities, like so much potential. I think if I could ever clean up the back end, right, the shine could be so much brighter, right? So there's so much more that I haven't even begun to scratch the surface.
Okay, I want you to take a moment here. This is yours. This is your pen.
Okay.
I want you to give me 5 words you would use to describe yourself right now. The Nadine that you live with, that you breathe with right now. And I'm also going to write 5 words because you and I just met. So I'm going to write my 5 and you write your 5. Got your 5?
I do.
You read me yours.
Broken, potential, hopeful, vulnerable, optimistic.
I like those. Okay, these are mine, and these are about you. Intelligent, resilient, determined, creative, ready. Ready to make the shift.
Yes.
Ready to go.
Yes.
Let's start. Let's do the transition. Let's make the shift.
Awesome.